Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. So nice to see you guys. It's been just about 3 weeks. My God, it doesn't even feel like it's been 3 weeks, but it honestly has been. October 25th, that was the last time I was live. Jeez Louise. Feel free to say hello. Let's see who is here with us today. Christine says, greetings all, and welcome back, Jacqui. Thank you. Welcome back, Cotter. I never watched that show ever. Who's here? Misty says hello. Good morning, Amber. Hi, Jenny. Lisa says hi, everyone. Hi, Jacqui. Hope you've had great travels. Loved catching up on Instagram. I've missed this tribe so much. Me too. I'm excited to see what comes out for today. Good morning, Debbie. Thank you for the welcome back. Nicole says good morning, everyone. Hello, Lori. Kat. Hi from Bolingbrook. Just a little bit south of where I am right now. Kayla, Grand Rising. Melinda, good morning from Kentucky. Welcome. I was just in Kentucky yesterday? 2 days ago? 2 days ago. Misty's been watching my adventures. So either if you are brand new or if you have been living under a rock for the last couple months, what everyone is talking about is I was just out of my dwelling. I'm not even in a home. I don't know what's going on. I've been traveling for just about a month. I left this dwelling on October 16th, and I went and I pet sat in Portland for a week. Got up to all sorts of Portland type adventures. And then Matt came and drove to Denver with a travel trailer. And I flew to Denver and we hung out with my cousin. And then me and Matt drove around the country for the last 2.5 weeks. And it was incredible. Coming back to this like real life, both of us were just like, I don't want to deal with this. It's been so nice to have freedom, to be detached from time. Let me tell you, being detached from time has been an absolute blessing. My gosh. Yeah. Having the freedom to just do whatever we feel like doing in the moment was super amazing. So when we started our trip, I'm just going to talk about it for a few minutes and then we'll get into the astrology for today. But when we started our trip, we had a list of a few places that we wanted to go, right? We were going to hit Denver. We were going to hit the Grand Canyon. We were going to go to Zion. I had Roswell, New Mexico on the list, Sedona, Ozarks, and home. Like it wasn't in that order, but that was the progression. And literally day one, we went in an opposite direction. Like day one, we were going to go to the Grand Canyon. But then when we were in Denver visiting with friends, someone brought up Antelope Canyon and we saw pictures of Antelope Canyon and we're like, okay, we're going there. And that's how the whole trip went. Like we did what we wanted to do. We set our destination to a point. But then along the way, if something came up, we followed our highest excitement, right? So there's a Jacqui Mancuso quote for you. I quote that all the time from Bashar. Follow your highest excitement, take it as far as it can take you, detach from the outcome, and remain grateful. And that's exactly how we spent the trip. And it's been amazing. I have been posting pretty much daily updates on my Instagram. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can see all the updates. You can see all the photos of where we went. I've been posting shorts on YouTube like a mad woman, and they are going to continue. The last few days of our trip, I haven't even uploaded yet. So for the next days to come, I'm going to be posting little 30-second, 1-minute clips of whatever we were doing. So be sure to follow both those socials if you want to see what we got up to. And then actually yesterday, as we were making our final trip back to Chicagoland, we hopped on YouTube Live twice. And we just recapped the whole trip. So if you guys want to see us talk about what we got up to, tell some of the stories, head over to my YouTube, and then all of the lives are there. So it went amazing. It solidified for sure that I want to live in a motorhome. I am so certain that I've been manifesting the right thing. I know I'm on the right track. I know where I'm going. It felt so effortless. Living that way felt so effortless. It's definitely meant for me right now. So with your support, I'm going to be making my way towards that. And even just intention, support with the intention, like view me in an RV. You guys remember this picture I shared a little while ago? I'm trying to like make my worldly presence as this traveling astrologer lady. Traveling wise woman. I like that. Hello, Carrie. Becca says, welcome back. Shelly, good morning from North California. Nice to see you. Mimi, hi. Great to see you again. Hello, April. Leia's from the Boston area. Hello. Christine says it was so much fun watching your trip unfold. Christine, I just looked at your profile picture. Is that in Arizona? Is that near Antelope Canyon? Is that at Horseshoe Bend? That's what the structures looked like that we saw, that we were like, yeah, we definitely want to go see those rounded red rocks. Deb says, good morning, Leia. She's from the Boston area as well. Awesome. Kat, and you didn't have to worry about hotels. Yeah, we just drove our home around. Piston loved it. Piston was with us. He absolutely loved adventuring. He's just such an excited boy. Every time we would get his leash out, he's like, oh, it's time to go in the truck again. And we'd go in the truck and then we'd get out. Oh, it's time to go in the trailer again. Like, he just loved everything that we were doing. He just ate it up. He loved it so much. April says, I'm laughing. Fantastic journey and vision. And just wondering if maybe we could get you to slow your swing in your chair getting woozy. No, I got my go pants on. I got to move around. I'm sorry. Christine, Antelope Point is where I went boating. Oh, interesting. I think those are two different places. Antelope Canyon is what I'm talking about. That's in Arizona. It's very dry. There's nowhere to boat there. Antelope Point, where is that? California? Misty, your 2 to 5 year goal is a tiny house. This morning, Matt and I were reflecting on how freeing it is to have such little responsibilities. How satisfying it is to have such a small, you don't have anything. How happy you can be with so little, I guess, is the best way to say that. Oh, Christine, you were at Antelope Point. Oh, there's an island. There's an Antelope Island also. Christine, your photos from the Wave in Kebab, Utah. Interesting. It's right around there. Hello, Melinda. Definitely my favorite state was Arizona. Sedona, you guys have been telling me to go to Sedona for ages. I could not leave Sedona. The vortex was sucking me in. It even got to the point where Sedona like made us drowsy and we had to take a nap instead of leaving the day that we were trying to leave. I will absolutely be back to Sedona. I will absolutely be back to Arizona. I had never been to Arizona in my life, and like, I get it. That's where I'm meant to spend some time. Amazing Sedona, the naps. Misty says I'm leaning into the minimalist lifestyle right now. It's amazing. Feels very good. Yes, Susan loves Sedona. It's amazing. I'll be talking about that trip for quite some time, so I don't want to spend the whole session today talking about it. We are here to talk about astrology because it's been some time since I've talked to you guys about astrology. Gina just got back a couple weeks ago. Definitely magic in those mountains. Yes. Vanessa lives in Arizona. It's beautiful here. Yeah. Definitely have to go back. Well, now that I've been talking for 10 minutes, let me do the thing that I forget to do all the time, and I'm going to introduce myself. If you're new to me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I'm joining you guys from the Chicagoland area right now. Today we're here to talk about astrology. I'm going to give you an update on what's to come this upcoming week. And then we're going to use 2 separate oracle decks to pull some oracle cards to see what the cards want us to know about what's coming. So actually, I forgot to turn something on over here. Hello, Ski just got back from Sedona and Denver and loved both so much. What if we crossed paths and had no idea? Wouldn't that be crazy? Well, I guess you would know. I wouldn't know. But what if we crossed paths? Good morning, Rochelle. Kat's excited for the Taurus full moon. Yes, that's exactly what's coming up. So we have 3 major things that are happening this upcoming week that I'm going to talk about today. We have the Taurus full moon. Saturn will be stationing direct in Pisces, and Pluto is entering Aquarius. Those are our 3 main topics for the week of October 13th through the 19th. Let's start with the Taurus full moon. The Taurus full moon, sorry, should have brain fart. I've been away from this for quite a while. The Taurus full moon is on Friday, November 15th. The full moon happens at 3:29 p.m. Central Time. This full moon occurs with the sun at 24 degrees of Scorpio and the moon at 24 degrees of Taurus. So you can look to see which house holds 24 degrees of Taurus within your birth chart to see which area of your life might be most affected by this full moon. Full moons are a time of endings, closing chapters, wrapping things up. Taurus, when it comes to a full moon and wrapping things up, I tend to lean into like, what is the shadow side of this sign? What are themes that we might be wrapping up? What might we be done with? So Taurus, when it comes to wrapping things up, linked to feelings of your self-worth and self-value. So this upcoming Taurus full moon is a wonderful opportunity to let go of some deep feelings of unworthiness, to step away from feeling like you have to work your ass off to earn your value. This full moon on Friday is conjunct Uranus retrograde. So Uranus retrograde is at 25 degrees of Taurus. The full moon is happening at 24. Uranus is the most unconventional planet in astrology. He's quirky. He walks to the beat of his own drum, and he has some radical ideas and inspirations. So this conjunction to me feels like it's time to let go of feeling like our quirky side isn't good enough. It's time to step away from feeling like the part of us that's different doesn't measure up to everybody else. This full moon holds beneficial aspects as well to Neptune retrograde in Pisces. And Neptune, I hear him reminding you that we're all the same. We're all made of the same things. We all come from stardust. We all make up the collective consciousness that is Pisces, right, guys? Pisces is the ocean. Pisces is everything molded and blended into one. You can't tell what's up, what's down. It's mutable water. Hello, Anik. So Neptune at this full moon is reminding you that if you are feeling insecure about a part of yourself, then it must be true that that same insecurity lives in the collective consciousness, meaning that there are others out there who are thriving at the things that you hope to thrive at, who hold that same insecurity as you. Does that make sense? Full moon in Taurus is saying it's time to let go of feeling like you're not worthy, you're not good enough. But Neptune's role here is saying if it exists within you, it exists all around. So let's get rid of feeling terminally unique and realize that you're the shit and you can achieve anything that you desire. Diane, this is happening in your 11th and 12th house. Letting go of feeling like you can't let go. That's what I feel for you, Diane. Lisa has Venus at 24 degrees of Taurus. Lisa, this could be a nice full moon to let go of like money conditioning. Venus can represent money matters. Very, very interesting. Hello, Alisher. You're a lion. You're a Leo. Leia says, interesting. 10th house career, and I'm stuck at home with a broken foot. Being unable to work. Interesting. Interesting. You get it. You get it. During this full moon as well, on Friday, November 15th, Saturn will be stationing direct. Saturn stations direct that morning. And when planets change direction, it can take them a day, 2, 3, depending on how big their orbit is, to actually switch direction. So Saturn will be in the process of stationing direct as the full moon peaks. Saturn's retrograde began on June 29th. Saturn has traveled in retrograde motion from 19 degrees of Pisces back to 12 degrees of Pisces, where he will be stationing direct. I did a video about Saturn stationing retrograde at the end of June. When I post this replay to YouTube, I will put the the link for that video in the show notes. But if you want to rewatch it, I rewatched just the Saturn retrograde part this morning, and it was pretty interesting, pretty on point. But Saturn right now is completing a journey within to see how much and what you've been able to surrender to. So throughout these last 4.5 months, Saturn retrograde in Pisces has almost been holding you accountable in regards to how much you will allow yourself to surrender to, how much you will ragdoll to the universe, and how much control you've been willing to give up. And now that he's stationing direct, this is where the consequences come. This is where the payout happens. And I'm wondering how many of y'all's hearts sunk when I use that word consequence. Consequence is a very Saturnian word. It's very Saturn. How many of us were conditioned to believe that a consequence has to be negative? And just out of curiosity, when I was making my notes this morning, I Googled the definition of consequence. Something that logically or naturally follows from action or condition. So a logical, natural progression, right? A consequence. If you do something good, you're going to get a good consequence. If you ignore the universal advice that's being given to you, you're going to have a consequence that, follows that. Saturn is the planet of consequence. So over the last 4.5 months, have you been taking Saturn's advice to surrender? Saturn in Pisces. Pisces is the sign of surrender. Or have you been letting your ego win and trying to hold on to and control everything in your life? Now that Saturn is stationing direct, the logical result of your actions will begin to show up. So if you're able to locate the middle of Pisces within your natal chart, you can keep an eye on the area of life that holds 12 to 19 degrees of Pisces. That was his retrograde period, 12 degrees to 19 degrees of Pisces. This may fall into one house. This may fall into 2 houses within your chart. But you may want to reflect on how much surrender occurred within that area of your life over the last 4.5 months, essentially the whole summer, right? From July 1st. Just to give you guys a personal example for reference, because you guys have been following my journey up close and personal. This Saturn retrograde occurred in my first house, the house of self. The way I view myself, the way I sense myself, my house of personality. And you guys all know the big surrender I went through this summer. I surrendered to the reality that I wasn't happy with the way I was being treated in my marriage. So I left. And my goodness, have I already felt such an expansion of myself, an expansion within myself because I surrendered. Okay, this is how it is. This is reality. I am being treated this way. What can I do about it? I'm just going to ragdoll. I'm going to say, I don't want this anymore. I'm going to throw my life up into the air and see what happens. That is surrendering to what is. I have already felt a million times more creative. I've been more able to receive magic, just larger than life. I feel completely larger than life. My friends have even pointed out that I physically look different now that I have surrendered to that situation. I look lighter, I look brighter. And I invite you to watch and observe over the next month or two as Saturn starts to hand out our consequences for how we treated his retrograde. I invite you to watch how my sense of self may receive some consequences, how my identity may morph based on this major surrender. And I am more than willing to be your mirror to help you see what consequences are on the way for you in whatever area of life Saturn has retrograded through in your chart. Paris did the same, left after 14 years. Susan is working on that. It's scary. It could be scary, but my gosh, surrendering to what is. It's been a major theme for this zodiac cycle as well. Aries season to Aries season, March 2023 to March 2024, surrendering to what is. Amy, congratulations. I've lost 45 pounds this year. Does that count? Yeah, you're surrendering, letting go of all that weight. It's probably other people's energy that you let go of. The last thing that we're going to discuss today is a doozy. Doozy doesn't have to be a bad thing. This is Pluto moving into Aquarius. Pluto will stay in Aquarius for 20 years until 2044. And I can't believe it's finally time. I started diving really deep into astrology in 2020. And at the end of 2020, we had this major conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter. This great conjunction happened at 0 degrees of Aquarius. This is called the Great Conjunction because it happens every 20 years. Jupiter and Saturn meet up. And they do so within the same element for 200 years. So prior to 2020, for the last 200 years, Jupiter and Saturn had been meeting up in Earth signs. In 2020, they started their 200-year cycle having their great conjunction in air signs as they met at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And if this means nothing to you, I just want you to feel into the monumental shift of a 200-year cycle. We have this conjunction every 20 years, and for 10 times in a row, they would meet up in Earth signs. Earth is more concerned with stability, structures, finances, real, tangible things. Now this conjunction is shifting. It has within the last few years, but we shifted into a 200-year cycle of these happening in air signs. Air is inventiveness, relationships, ideas, moving forward, things happening more quickly. Air versus earth. Think about the speed there. I went off on a huge tangent in my notes because I'm so excited about Pluto and Aquarius. At this time in astrology, we are in the middle of a ton of major shifts. So this isn't normal to have so many monumental shifts going on within a very short period. I made a video called The Beginning of the End. So head to my YouTube channel and watch that. I'll put the link in the show notes on the replay. This major shift, when Jupiter and Saturn met at the end of 2020 at 0 degrees of Aquarius, this was the first major shift that little baby astrologer Jacqui was privy to. And it really piqued my interest. And something intuitively told me that when Pluto enters Aquarius, which is happening fully on Thursday, something intuitively told me that when Pluto enters Thursday, it's happening next Tuesday, by the way, that this would be when the world truly begins to shift into this new Earth that has been talked about for so long. And yes, this is happening next Tuesday, November 19th. Pluto has been dipping his toe in and out of Aquarius since March of 2023. He has stepped into Aquarius, retrograded back to Capricorn. He's done that twice now. So this will be the 5th time that Pluto is crossing over 0 degrees of Aquarius. But next Tuesday, he'll be there for 20 years. Pluto is the planet of power. And Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008, which has been giving power to the structures in our lives. Pluto has been empowering the governments, empowering the corporations, empowering the top-down control systems who govern what we do with our freedom. As Pluto enters Aquarius, he will begin to transfer power to the people. Aquarius is related to community, collaboration, grassroots, the all for one. And I truly feel that all of these community efforts that have been building already, right? I mean, how many co-op food stores do you guys have in your neighborhoods? Because they're popping up like crazy around here. All of these community efforts that are already in place will be receiving so much more power because Pluto says now is the time. I've been talking about Pluto in Aquarius for at least a year and a half as he was dancing that line between Capricorn and Aquarius since March of 2023. And I could talk about Pluto in Aquarius for the next 4 hours, but the main points I want to leave you with is that the power is shifting. Pluto power, the power is shifting. The power that the ruling forces of the world hold over us is shifting back into the hands of the people. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a slow build, but I know that it's heading in the direction of the people, of the community. And I want you to know also that Pluto will have to dig up and destroy some things that are not in alignment with the highest good of humanity. Okay. He has to dig up the secrets, expose some things, destroy what's not in alignment before he can empower what's meant to stay. So if you feel like certain friend groups are falling apart, if you feel like you don't vibe with a certain group or community anymore, or if the whole board of directors gets disassembled at one of your cooperations and you lose your shit, just know that these are all ways that the energy is being cleared in order to bring true power to community efforts. And lastly, I'll say that I am focusing on the community aspect of Aquarius because for me, it's what's coming through most strongly. But you will see the same type of theme, destroy and empower. You're going to see it with aviation as Aquarius rules air travel. This destroy and empower will happen in many areas of science as well. And this was a radical thought that I had when I was making my notes, but I wouldn't be surprised even if the scientific method gets an update during Pluto and Aquarius. This destroy and rebuild will be seen with technology and the internet, mass communications, how we're all connected. And again, know that this will all take place over the next 20 years. This is not going to be an apocalypse. Because I believe that that's what we have experienced for the last 4 years. So that wasn't so bad, right? The apocalypse. So that's what I have to say about Pluto and Aquarius. I'm going to go back and read some of your comments real quick. And then we are going to move to the decks. We're going to use 2 different oracle decks to ask 2 different questions about everything we just talked about. Let's see. I see that Shauna says, I give up and give in. Those open moments, I see the difference in the physical too. So grateful to connect today. That's awesome, Shauna. When I talk about surrender, I can feel the scared version of Jacqui, like the disempowered younger version of Jacqui saying like, no, I don't want to surrender. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't trust. That's what it was. It all came down to trust. If you're afraid to surrender, what's holding you back from trusting? Interesting. Amy says, I found my inner self and learned to say no and put my foot down, and I let go of binge eating and stress. That's awesome. That's awesome, Amy. Congratulations. What else we got? Lisa says, I'm excited about Pluto entering Aquarius for the world and for me. This happens in my 12th house. Also, South Node and Ascendant are in Aquarius. I need to look up what that means. So when Pluto, I'll just say this for anyone who has any Aquarius placements, when Pluto first crosses over a placement, it can be rough because Pluto has to destroy what's not working. He has to. It has to happen, right? Like your systems have to crumble in order to get to the next best version. So it can be rough if you're trying to hold on to what is, right? When Pluto comes through, if you just say, I trust that this is happening for me, everything's happening for me, nothing's happening to me, you'll move through it a little bit easier, right? Just because Pluto's passing over a placement doesn't mean that your whole life is going to fall apart. And even if it does, you get to rebuild it better. And then normally, Molly McCord calls it the Pluto promise. When Pluto moves 1 degree after his transit, so let's say your North Node is at, like 10 degrees of Aquarius. When Pluto reaches 11 degrees, that's usually when he's like, all right, you've made it through. Here's all your blessings. I empower everything that you have destroyed because I was just wrecking havoc on your chart. So it doesn't have to be difficult. And know also that even if Pluto is not wrecking havoc on an Aquarius placement in your chart, the planets are aspecting everything all the time. So there can be stuff going on that you don't even know about, which I don't mean to invoke fear in that. I'm saying that like, don't feel left out or don't be like, oh, I'm going to have the easiest time ever. I got nothing in Aquarius. Yeah. You might be squaring your Taurus placements, right? You might be squaring your Scorpio placements. I'm not trying to invoke fear. There's just always so much going on in astrology, and it's when you put your attention on something that it gets bigger. So, okay, we are going to use 2 different decks to ask 2 different questions. The first deck, I'm going to pull 3 cards, and I'm going to ask Pluto about the first deck because I feel like the 20-year transit is going to have more to say than just the full moon. Right? So what does Pluto in Aquarius need from us to destroy and empower smoothly? So what's our role? As Pluto moves through Aquarius, what do we have to do? And this is exciting. While I was on my trip, I purchased 1 crystal, and I bought it for Matt, and Matt bought me a crystal, and I bought myself 1 oracle deck. I was traveling for 2.5 weeks. I was in Sedona. I was in the metaphysical kingdom of the US, and I purchased 1 deck, and we're going to use it today. So I've only pulled the day that I got this deck. I pulled just a message for myself. Don't really know much about it, but we're going to use the Talisman Oracle. And we're asking, what does Pluto in Aquarius need from us to destroy and empower smoothly throughout Aquarius? What does he need from us? So, love the bee. Yes, the bee. The bee. Feel free to send your energy into this deck. I always do group readings, and they are always perfect for everybody here. April, I see that you are asking about Mercury retrograde that starts on the 25th. I will talk about that next Wednesday. What does Pluto in Aquarius need from us to destroy and empower smoothly? Fancy design on the card backs. Yes, and these are shiny too. Can you see the shine on the side of the deck? Wow, so fancy. Wow, these cards want to talk. I'm going to let 3 cards fall out of the deck for us, which they are already here. We're moving. So I'm going to show you the backs of these 3 cards. You're going to see the card back image 3 times. The image will not change. Then I want you to tune in to see if anything feels different, if any of the cards just feel different. Doesn't matter what it feels like. And then let us know in the chat if any of the cards feel different. Those cards might just have a stronger message for you. If nothing changes, if you don't notice anything, just know that the whole reading holds an equal amount of importance for you. So Pluto in Aquarius, what does he need from us right now? Here is the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let us know in the chat which cards are resonating most strongly with you, and I'll show them one more time, just in case. What does Pluto in Aquarius need from us to destroy and empower smoothly? Here's the back once more. Card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let's see. Carry the Traveler, Jacqui. Melinda 2. April already. No, I need all 3. Seeing 333 a lot. Julie 2. Susan 3. Kat 2 and 3. Paris 3. Rochelle 1 and 3. Amber all. Carrie 3. Christine all 3. Deb 3. Kayla 1. Reflections. 2. Center. 3. Set the weight. Done. Nice. Lori 2 and 3. Lisa 1 and 2. 2 more. Carrie all 3. Diana 2 and 3. Leah all but 3 stronger. Nicole all 3. Misty 1. Lisa back tingles 2 and 3. Support stability. Christine all 3. Anique's going with 1. Mimi 2. Suzanne all but 3 very strongly. Melissa 3. I about fell over in the snow. Christine, second time around, there was a big bang in my house on 1. Interesting. Amy 1 and 2. For 2, I never heard or saw you show. My phone froze, so I think that's a sign. Interesting. Shauna 1. Jenny 1 went strangely quiet like a vacuum for a second. Very interesting. April 2. Jilsa all. Gina 3. Marianne all 3. And 3 strongly. Cool. Let's see what comes out. Again, I'm like brand new to this deck. I'm not completely familiar with it. So we're going to go with it. What does Pluto in Aquarius need from us in order to do his job smoothly? Well, he's in Aquarius. Good morning, Pam from Portland. Jenny asked, which deck is this? It is the Talisman. Woo. Talisman Oracle. Brand new. Just bought it in Sedona. What was the name of the shop? Mystical Bazaar. That's where I bought this deck. It was at the Mystical Bazaar. It is south of Sedona. I think it might still be in Sedona, but it's off like the main strip. Really enjoyed that store. Card number 1. Pluto in Aquarius needs good luck from you in order to do his job most efficiently. Luck is with you and with everything you touch. This is a very positive card that indicates growth and increased potential. The currents are in your favor, and if you act upon your wishes, you will benefit greatly. It's up to you to channel this good fortune. The circles on the card form the number 8. 8 is an auspicious number and a symbol of new beginnings. Fate will take a strong hand and redirect your path in a very positive way. What you do after this shift is in your own hands. The talisman power of this card says to use this card when you need a little extra stardust for your projects and ventures. You can also use this card if you're feeling a bit short of luck. Imagine the circles spinning slowly around the ladybug, fluttering around the flowers. You are attracting them, and you feel their tickling feet landing in your hand and the magic swirling all around. The affirmation for this card is simply, I attract good luck. So what does Pluto in Aquarius need from you to do his job most smoothly? Believe that you are achieving whatever the hell it is that you want to achieve. Utilize your good luck. Channel your good luck. Focus on how everything is always working out in your favor. Keep the vision on what it is that you anticipate for your community, what you anticipate for the inventiveness of your future. Just keep your focus on everything that is positive and everything that is beneficial. It seems like that's what Pluto needs from you if card number 1 resonated with you. And again, I said that I'm very, very new to this deck, but this deck comes with these symbols. That's actually what drew me to the deck, was the symbols. Esoteric knowledge is stuff that just happens in symbols. So if this card resonated with you, if you want to take a screenshot of the screen right now and use that symbol, use the number 8, the ladybug, whatever's resonating to you, that might be a good idea. As Pluto moves through Aquarius, this could be the symbol that helps you utilize your good luck. Card number 2. What else does Pluto in Aquarius need from us to do his job smoothly in Aquarius? Jenny says she met a kind of ladybug today that you've never seen before. Interesting. What was different about it? What was different about it? Stephanie, that's interesting. That symbol must not be for you if your phone froze. That's interesting. It's also on the card if you want to go back and screenshot any of that. Kayla just figured out why I haven't been able to sit down and paint my latest sigil painting that I'd hope I'd do on Monday. So interesting. Ooh, Jenny, your ladybug was black with orange dots. Interesting. What does that mean to you? Name of the deck is Talisman Oracle. Nicole? All right, so card number 2, what does Pluto in Aquarius need from us to do his job? Card number 2 is defense. Watch out for competition in a personal or professional context. It's time to defend your current position, but you should have no problems doing so. While it is flattering that others strive for your success, this creates a very harsh environment, and it becomes difficult to lead within this dynamic. You are fierce, and when you want something, you go for it. Try to understand where others are coming from, but do establish clear boundaries. Focus on the solution of the issue and defend your ground and ignore the empty chatter that could fuel the needless drama. The Talisman Power says to use this card when others try to start an argument, to provoke you, or challenge your success. The Scorpion is ready to set the limits, but the flowers on this card soften the tense feelings. Meditate with this card, knowing that the ill winds will blow over. The challenges placed on our path make us stronger and allow us to believe in ourselves more. The affirmation for the defense card: I am unbreakable because I am at peace. I like that. So I love that this is the Scorpion with the flowers. This is standing your ground, knowing when to use your pinchers, knowing when to use your stinger, but doing so with grace, doing so without agitation, doing so without having to completely overpower, doing so when necessary. I love that this card talked about not putting yourself in other shoes, understanding where other people are coming from. Okay. Aquarius, the community. We are never, ever, 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 ever going to be in a community, a world community where everyone's on the exact same page. That's never going to happen. That would be boring. There would be no growth. There would be no challenge. There would be no opportunity for you to redefine what you believe. You are always going to disagree with people. You are always going to have different viewpoints than other people. The compassion of being able to understand where other people come from, that is what helps you use your pinchers and use your stinger efficiently. Your defense is here to set your boundaries to protect yourself. Where was I going with that? Because that did not come out how I wanted it to. What I'm feeling is unhealthy defense. What I'm getting from this card is that I think I'm here to relay the message of unhealthy defense. If you are stinging everyone who thinks differently than you do, if you are attacking everyone who has a different opinion than you, who might support someone differently than you do, if you are in defense to those people, you're going to continually be in the unhealthy version of defense your whole life. And you are never going to live in a community that you want, right? Because no one is ever going to 100% agree with what you want. This defense card, Pluto and Aquarius, wants you to understand where other people are coming from and accept. They can have their views. I got my views. I'm going to do what I can do in my personal life to get my views met. And I'm going to let you be over there with your views. That is very Pluto and Aquarius right now. That's it. That's where I'm going to go with that. And I'm not going to bring politics into it, but if the anger and the wishing that things were different isn't going to get you anywhere. What can you do in your personal life to make your personal life what you want it, despite that other people around you might disagree with what you want? There will always be people who want something different than you do, and they're entitled to that as much as you're entitled to what you want. Lisa, I was talking to my husband about all this last night. Great card. That's going to be something to work through. Wow, with this Pluto and Aquarius, for sure. Accepting that people are passionate about the exact thing that you're passionate about ending. And it doesn't mean that they're wrong. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It means that you have a life view. You have experiences in your life that have molded you to want this thing. They have experiences in their life that have molded them to want this thing. And neither is right, neither is wrong. Life is subjective. You all have the opportunity and the right to live the life that you were brought up to live. There's nothing wrong. And everyone doesn't have to be the same. That would be so boring. Melinda, so wise. Thank you. April, we need to build the bridge to love so this tower of power crumbles from within. Christine, love this, Jacqui. This is what I have been struggling with, all the attacks and negativity. Be the light. Exactly. Just be light. Love will find a way. April, trust. Deb says very true. Amy, I don't know if you recall, I got in a huge fight with my mother-in-law and we haven't spoken since August because she disrespected mental health ultimately. I've been saying lately there's clearly never going to be an apology. Their family expects to just act like nothing happened and never have integrity. Oh, I did not show the symbol for the second card. Thanks for asking. Thank you for asking, Kat. Here is the symbol for defense. If you feel like, actually, hold on. I'm going to read out for a second. I'm going to read for a second. Defense. Yeah, if you're feeling powerless, if you're feeling like you have to defend your point with anger, use this symbol. There's a way to create your boundaries without the resentment, without the powerlessness feeling, without feeling like you have to just listen to me. Like, there's a way to set your boundaries in a calm, stoic manner. I think that's what this card is calling for. Card number 3. What does Pluto in Aquarius need from us to destroy and empower smoothly? What does Pluto in Aquarius need from us to do his job? Card number 3 is wisdom. The power of the mind has no limits. Wisdom is not only about having the information and knowledge, but about applying what we know to our situation so that it adds meaning and promotes the common good. This card reminds you that it's time to live life in such a way that builds the spirit. The octopus on this card is upside down, and it invites you to look for alternate perspectives to broaden your vision. Sometimes all it takes is to distance ourselves from the situation to see more clearly what's best for us and everyone we love. Your third eye is awakened and focused on the scene, so don't be afraid to look for a new viewpoint. The talisman power of this card says to use this card when looking for a new perspective or solution, when it's hard to come to terms with the outcome of a situation. Focus on this card and try to see your challenge as a witness or an audience in a theater. How do you feel about what is at hand? Sometimes literally hanging upside down can help bring a new train of thought. Try it. And the affirmation for the wisdom card, I use the wisdom within. Here's the symbol for card number 3. Due to time, guys, I'm not able to show the symbols and read the affirmations again. That's why all these are recorded. I'm streaming on YouTube Live right now as well, so it'll be up immediately. But card number 3, wisdom. What does Pluto need from us? This again is saying look at something from a different viewpoint. Try to see where the other people are coming from. Open your mind. Why? Not with an angry why. Not why do they want this? It's why would someone follow this person? If all I've been told about this person is that they're a piece of shit, is half the country honestly that dumb to follow this person? It can't be true. Like literally half the country cannot be dumb. I don't believe that. I think everyone is love. Everyone is love. Everyone is doing what they want to do because of their life circumstance. And if you are unable to understand why someone would want something different, that's a reflection on your ability to look at things from a different perspective. I've been on both sides of the coin, and at this point in my life, I am completely in the center. I am completely detached. The whole system is fucked. I have been hardcore left. I have been hardcore right. The whole thing is a joke. That's where I'm coming from. It takes looking at the other side to understand why people would view something a different way. You are never 100% right. I am never 100% right. have the wisdom to look at the whole situation and stand up for what you want to stand up for. What do I want to stand up for in this life? I want my freedom. I want to live my life the way that I want to live my life. So I want to focus on my good luck. Look at how much I'm shaking. I hate talking about this stuff. I'm going to focus on my good luck. I'm going to channel my goodwill into what I can create with my life. I'm going to turn off everything that's happening in the news because it doesn't matter. You focus on you and life gets great. Christine says, thank you for this, Jacqui. Amber, for me, it's about letting go and focusing on what I can change. Yes. I made the clear choice to completely turn off all external media, essentially. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. I don't go on social media to absorb, to consume stuff. I just live my life. You get to do the same thing. Why are you allowing what's happening out there, thousands of miles away from you, hundreds of miles away from you? Why are you allowing what's happening way across over there to impact your daily emotion? What is that doing for you? How is that serving you? Oh, well, we have to think about everybody else out there. What if their life is being miserable? Give them the power to change their own life. Empower other people to make their own choices and do so by leading by example. Oh, that's big. Carry truth, Lisa, 100%. April, agree, confirms the lesson the universe is telling us. The government can never save us from ourselves. Yeah, the government, in my opinion, gosh, why am I doing this? It's happening. It's coming out. They're here to set the limits, the goalposts, right? And we're here to play the game. We're here to say, okay, this is what you tell me I can do. Let me figure out how I can do what I need to do in a way that is integrous to me. And the more you live that way, the easier it has been for me, at least, to realize that people who I disagree with are just doing the same thing. I'm just trying to live my best life. I'm not trying to impact anyone negatively. Oh, maybe this person who's doing the exact opposite is just doing the same thing. And they don't have to negatively impact me until I allow them to negatively impact me. Because I'm just here doing my own thing. They're going to be here doing their own thing. Gina, yes, I choose to live out of love, and that's all I can control. We still have one more deck. One more card from one more deck. I didn't think that this was going to get so heated and crazy, but it is. Vicky says, I love different opinions, but when people start getting hurt, there's a problem. I'm focusing on safety, peace, and happiness for all. I'm thinking about that. Pain is a part of life. Sometimes, it sucks to say, right? If there's a part within you that has been hurt, that was waiting for someone to come save you, of course you're going to want to go save other people because there's still a scared little part of you that's saying, like, please, someone save me. But the more you can work on yourself and love yourself and nurture yourself and heal yourself and learn that all of your hurt and all of your pain has made you the wonderful person that you are today. I'm not saying to wish pain and hurt and suffering on the world, but it's okay. It's okay. Everything is always going to work out. Everyone has to go through their lessons that they signed up for in this lifetime. Just because other people are going through something very, very difficult does not have to impact you. It doesn't mean that you have to come in and save. Like, there's such love and protection available for everybody all of the time. Some people's paths are different than yours. Some people's paths are a little bit more, I don't want to use the word morbid, but some people's paths are just shitty and yours are not. And that doesn't mean that you have to come in and rescue everyone. Like, some people need to learn the hard way. And that's what their soul signed up for. You can offer compassion, you can offer love, you can send your loving energy, but it's not up to us to rescue everybody. You're here to save yourself. You are here to save yourself, and that's okay. That's not selfish. Because if you save yourself, you are the most powerful to just spread love. I'm done. Melissa, triggers are my teacher. Yes. Yes. I know I'm here to trigger people, but sometimes it's really hard. Like, total honesty, who made that comment? Vicky, like, I didn't want to go off on that tangent because I didn't want you to take it personally. And I got to get over that because it's a message that I'm here to share. Lisa, love the energy flowing through you right now, Jackie. I'm like shaking. The whole like secondary, what is that called? Resource, secondary resource, primary resource, secondary resource. Are you watching a story of something happening elsewhere that is causing you to feel emotions that can be made up and embellished, made with fear? Or is it something that's actually happening in your community, right? Are you actually hearing a firsthand explanation of something? How much truth is being spread about who a person is and how they are impacting people? And I'm not just talking about one side. I'm talking about the whole media story, the whole news story. You have no idea why one person is being painted one way. It's all based on profit. It's all for profit. Stop listening. Stop listening. Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to see, Jess said, trying to sit with this, but it's hard when it feels like everyone focusing on the self is kind of how we got here. Feeling a lot of worry for the safety of a lot of people I love. Thank you for saying that. And that brought up something. So focusing on the self is kind of how we got here. And I was feeling that there's different ways to focus on the self. Are you choosing love or fear? Are you choosing to focus on yourself because you're afraid that the world is going to screw you over? Or are you choosing to focus on yourself because you know that when you come through love, when you're able to be full love in yourself, you can spread more love. There's a different energy. And no, we can never change what anyone else does. We can never understand what anyone else does or why anyone else does it. But what you can do is control yourself and your actions. So are you choosing to love yourself and focus on yourself so that you can be love? Thank you so much, Christine, for your donation. Truly appreciate your support. If you guys are enjoying today's session, if you would like to support my work, if you'd like to give back, I appreciate your donations. I always give book dives as a thank you. So you guys will get a little book dive. I'll open the book. I'll find a couple sentences for you, either from this deck or from the second deck that we're about to use. We're going to use Ask Your Guides to ask, how can we utilize Friday's full moon and Saturn stationing direct to receive the greatest consequences? This has been a really long session. Trying not to rush, do feel a little bit rushed. However, we're going to use Ask Your Guides to ask, how can we utilize Friday's full moon with Saturn stationing direct to receive the greatest consequences? Feel free to send your energy into this deck. We're going to pull one last culminating card for everybody here. April, Nancy, Cecilia, I truly appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Again, if you guys have been enjoying this session, if you'd like to give back with an energy exchange, donations are always appreciated. I currently am working on obtaining my own motorhome so I can live on the road and go travel and be wherever and come visit some of you guys, and who knows, maybe host some sessions all across the country so we can get together in person, right? Like the Aquarius way. That's what I'm working on. So that's what your donations are all going towards. So really, thank you. I very much appreciate all of that. Thank you for letting me have this platform and speaking freely about some radical things. It's not easy. You saw how much I was shaking. I held up that card. Like, it's not easy to have this voice that can be so radical, can be so different. But God, some of this stuff needs to be heard. Some of this stuff needs to be said without fear. Gina and Suzanne, thank you so kindly. Appreciate your support. Nancy says, come to San Diego. We'd love to host you. Thank you. You know, I love San Diego. That was the one place before. Yeah, that was one place that I was like considering living some years ago. Okay. Melinda and Cassie, love you guys. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. This feels very nice right now. How can we utilize Friday's full moon and Saturn direct to receive the greatest consequences? The culminating card from Ask Your Guides is card number 10. The message is family, and it comes from the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Christine. The keywords for this card are security, elation, peace, family harmony. The Holy Spirit is touching your soul, bringing about a deeper sense of peace and security. The challenges of the recent past are met, and thankfully, you've survived. Due to the Holy Spirit's influence, your trials have only strengthened your capacity to love, leaving you with an even deeper appreciation of those you love. The Holy Spirit particularly shines on your family and home as it heeds your prayers and oversees overall well-being at this time. There's no need to fret over your parents' health, your children's safety, or your siblings' happiness. All is well. Ask the Holy Spirit to expand your capacity to move beyond personal love and include all of humanity in your prayer for peace. Entreat the Holy Spirit to brighten your aura and allow others to see you as a source of contentment. The Holy Spirit's message, peace be with you. I'm just trying to translate. There's a lot going through. So Saturn direct is here to give us the consequences of surrender. And I know that there's a lot of people in the United States right now who are real nervous about what's happening with the country. Don't forget to utilize your good luck. Okay, the consequences of you surrendering and going with the flow and accepting everything that is that peace and harmony are coming for all. It's happening. It's happening. This card also made me want to talk about how powerful intention can be. You don't need to physically move every mountain. You don't need to effort your way through creating life. That's Earth, right? We already had 200 years of Earth. We're now moving into the 200 years of air. This is where intention makes such a huge difference. Energy, prayer, the power of prayer, right? This is coming from a girl who was raised in the Catholic Church, who grew up like this, saying, don't tell me what to do. The power of prayer, it's all intention, it's all energy. Good morning, Greg. It holds so much more power than you believe. So if you're worried about people in the world who are being hurt right now, if you're worried about people's safety, universe, thank you for keeping these people safe. Thank you for ensuring that everyone on this planet right now is walking their highest path. Thank you for ensuring that everybody is learning the lessons that they are meant to live so that they are the most strong and powerful versions of themselves so that they may spread the most love throughout this world. Those words have so much power. Don't forget that. Pray, intend, ask for help energetically. Intention, where your energy, where your attention goes, energy flows. If you're worried, if you're constantly worried, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You're putting your energy on all the nasty stuff. Universe, thank you. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your support. And lastly, I wanted to talk about allow others to see you as a source of contentment. I'm going to speak personally for a second. I do my best to lead by example. And I mean, this feels conceited to say, but how many of you guys Have I inspired to trust that everything is going to be okay because you've watched me go through things that you wouldn't be okay with that I am now okay with? I intend to be a source of contentment. Hey guys, the world is burning, but I'm happy. So that empowers you to realize that your world can be burning and you can still be happy. You can be that person for the people in your life who are in need. So just know that. Know that as well. So how can we utilize Friday's full moon and Saturn stationing direct? Be the light. Pray. Ask for what you want. Focus on everything that is working out for you. Pluto in Aquarius wants you to channel your good luck because you are super powerful. You are magical. Just keep your intentions on those powerful, beautiful places that you want. Defense in a way that serves you, that is not anger or fear-based. Get your life straight, get your life sorted out, and do so from the perspective, from being able to see the perspective of why other people might disagree with you, and also utilize your wisdom and take a look at, wow, this community is very vast. There's a lot of beliefs in this community, and that's okay. Other people's beliefs don't have to threaten mine. They are just as entitled to their reality as I am to mine. And with that, I am signing off. Nancy says, you've made sense out of a complicated situation where we've been feeling so uneasy about. Thank you immensely. You're so welcome, Nancy. You're so welcome. Nicole's advice, unplug for a bit. The media drives fear. If it bleeds, it leads. They want you to be afraid so that here's the scary thing, but trust us, we have the answers for you. Okay, you come back here, we'll tell you what you need to do because it's all money driven. Melinda says we'll donate off the app so you receive the whole amount. Thank you so much, Melinda. I do have links in my Insight Timer bio if you guys would like to donate on Venmo or PayPal as well. Yes. Amy says I needed these cards, not just from a political view. I didn't want to go politics. I don't like talking politics because I'm whatever, but it just came out and it just happened. But yes, these cards can mean a lot of things for you guys. Lisa, great session, Jackie. Well done for you speaking up today. Thank you so much. Suzanne, been sleeping late lately, so missed the beginning, but this was much needed. The replay is already on my YouTube. I'm streaming live, so it'll be there right after. April, thank you for shining your light, Jackie. Thank you for igniting the light. Deb, thank you. Such a great conversation. I appreciate you. Cecilia, my only social media is Insight Timer. Love that. Pluto and Aquarius is definitely going to amplify all of this. I'll be back on Friday this week at 9 o'clock Central. So right now it's 9:30 Central, the time change and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be back on Friday at 9 o'clock Central. We're only going to do cards on Friday. No astrology talk. We're going to use tarot and oracle to just get some insight, get some advice. And then those readings are available for you guys timelessly. Whenever you need to hop in and get a little message, I'm going to create a library so that they're all here for you all the time. I did want to say this thing just about my traveling and the time change, because this time last year I got real angry with the time change, and I was like, you know what, next daylight savings I'm gonna rebel and I'm gonna say, no, I'm not gonna change my routine. Time is gonna change for me. And I was all about that. Like, I had all my sessions ready to go. I was gonna do 1 hour earlier, and then my whole life changed. Right? My whole routine changed. I'm not waking up at 5:30 every morning. I mean, I did today prep for this, but my whole routine changed. And so I was like, do I really want to do that? And then for the last month, I have been in all 4 time zones in the last month during the time change. I was also in Arizona where they don't do daylight savings. And so like time has not existed whatsoever for me. I was in Pacific time when I was in Portland. Then I went to Mountain time when I was traveling through the Southwest. We went through Indiana on our way home. So I was in Eastern time. Like, I've been everywhere. And then we got home and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to reset my routine right now, right here. So that was just a really interesting thing when it comes to time. Time doesn't matter until we make it matter and all that stuff. So That's why you needed that nap in Sedona. Yeah. Christine was hoping you would rebel. I get it. But the universe just set me up to reset my schedule. So that's it. Everything about time feels wacky, Suzanne. Yeah. Greg, she did rebel by aligning with personal time. That's right. I'm on my timeline. And it just so happens to work out at 9 a.m. Central Time for Fridays and Mondays. Jackie, interesting shirt. Moon phases on the sleeves. Yes, this is a sweatshirt that I've been wearing for a while. I haven't worn it in some time. It says good things are coming. And it's got the butterflies. And it does have the moon phases on the sleeve. I love this sweatshirt. It's like polyester though, so the dog hair is magnetized to it. Christine loves this energy. Well, it's new Jackie. This is refreshed Jackie. Hop on my YouTube and check out all the shorts of my travels. Hop on my Instagram and my Facebook to check out all my travel posts. I have too many messages. All right, guys. Sending love to all. I will see you on Friday at 9 o'clock Central. My goodness. I'll see you on Friday at 9 o'clock. Thank you guys for being here.